Chapter 7 Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima is an island only 660 miles from Tokyo, the capital city of Japan. Its name means Sulphur Island in Japanese. It was created by an exploding volcano which continued to spew bad-smelling sulfur gas from inside the earth. If the Marines could take over this important island, US bomber airplanes would be able to take off and land on the Iwo Jima airfields to easily reach Japan itself. Having control of Iwo Jima might help end the war and save tens of thousands of lives, but the fight for it would not be easy. The first moves in the battle came from the air. No civilians lived on Iwo Jima, but more than 20,000 Japanese soldiers had landed there months earlier. In February 1945, US airplanes began bombing the island. The United States hoped that the explosions would make a land attack safer for their own troops. But the Japanese had dug thousands of caves and tunnels, and most were able to hide from the bombardments. They also knew the importance of keeping control of Iwo Jima, and they fought back fiercely. On February 19, Naval Kotakes were among the 6,000 Marines who made the first landing on Iwo Jima. Because larger ships could not bring the men into the shallow waters along the coast of the island, smaller boats called landing craft were used to get through the surf. Kotaka Murray Sandufro's landing craft overturned. He was pinched into the water and lost almost all of his radio equipment. He said later that he was glad he had taken swimming lessons back at Camp Elliott. As he reached the beach, he saw US planes hit by enemy fire crash into the rocky island. Once on the island, Samuel Holiday and the others found that the soft black sand was almost impossible to walk in. For every step forward, Samuel slid 2 steps back, and it smelled like rotten eggs from the sulfur that oozed out of the volcanic ground. For the first few hours, the Marines locked through sand and water. Then, suddenly, the Japanese poured out of their tunnels and attacked. Now pinned on the beach, the surprised Marines were hit by the machine gun fire and mortars. Samuel Sandufo said he had to crawl over and around the bodies of Marines. I saw bullets hitting the sand directly in front of me. So much black sand was blown into the air, remembered Samuel, that even the sun looked sad. The fighting was so intense that the Kotakes often had to put down their radios and fire on the enemy. Samuel Holiday was nearly killed by a grenade that rolled out from underneath a dead Japanese soldier. Bill Tolando braved the enemy fire to help carry a stretcher with a wounded Marine. The other Marine carrying the stretcher was hit too, so Bill had to drag both men to safety. As the fighting continued, the Kotakes dug into fossils, pissed in the sand, and got to work. They relayed messages after messages, sending help to Marines in trouble. They also diverted ships and planes to bomb Japanese positions. They had to do their work even as bullets flew all around them. Most went without sleep. In the first 2 days of the attack, according to Marine Major Howard Corner, the Navajo Kotakes sent and received over 800 messages without an error. Each day, more Marines arrived. Slowly, they drove the Japanese from the caves and captured more and more of the island. On the 5th day after landing, the Marines cheered when a U.S. flag was raised on Mount Suribachi, the island's highest point. Navajo code trucker Teddy Draper was on the mountain watching, and he sent out the message about flag raising on Mount Suribachi. However, it took more than a month after that for the Marines to take full control of the entire island. During the fighting, 3 code talkers gave their lives: Paul Kinagini, Sam Morgan, and Willie Notta. Finally, on March 26, 1945, the Marines defeated the last Japanese defenders of Iwo Jima. The contributions of the Navajo code talkers on Iwo Jima were enormous. Without their ability to send vital information in secret, thousands more Marines might have died. Major Conner wrote later, "Were it not for the Navajos, the Marines would never have taken Iwo Jima." Raising the flag on Iwo Jima. One of the most famous and lasting images of World War II is a photo taken on Iwo Jima on February 23, 1945. 6 Marines are shown raising a pole with the American flag on Mount Suribachi. Earlier, a small U.S. flag had been raised there. A few hours later, more Marines came with the larger flag. Photographer Joseph Rosenfeld watched the men raise the big flag, and he took the photo of them as the flag fluttered in the wind. His photo inspired millions of Americans. It was later the model for a statue of the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial in Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C. that honors Marines who gave their lives for their country. One of the 6 Marines in the photo was Ira Hamilton Harris, a member of the Pima Nation. The photo is called "Raising the Flag on Iwo Jima." The man who took the picture, Joseph Rosenfeld, had been rejected as a soldier by the U.S. Army because of his poor eyesight, but he was later named as honorary Marine in recognition of the powerful image he created on Iwo Jima.